What is up to my island people? Today we are checking out Philomena, Cunk. Is it Cunk? Yeah. Philomena, Cunk on America Part 1. Alright, so make sure liking the video if you want Part 2. Yeah. We reacted to her on Islam, and I was kind of shocked by the content. I mean, it was extremely funny. Not what I thought it was going to be actually. So we are here to check out some more. Alright. Let's dive into this one. Let's go. Make sure you like the video if you want more of her hilarious videos on the island. Let me see.
Ask a medieval peasant where America was and you'd get a blank look. Or worse still, the plague.
Colombo thought that if he sailed off the edge of the map, he'd reappear on the other side like Pac-Man. At first, the European colonists found life in the New World hard. Luckily, some Native Americans taught them how to grow corn and where to fish. In exchange, the colonists introduced the Native Americans to smallpox.
After arriving in America to forge a life of honest hard work and toil, many of these colonists quickly discovered they couldn't be arsed. So they stole people from Africa and made them do it instead. What started the tension between the British and the Americans? Was it because you say cookies and we say biscuits, and you say sidewalk and we say pavement? Because I find in a relationship it's those little things that start to grate after a while. So when the people in Boston got angry with the British, why did they just hold a prissy tea party instead of having a proper fight like British men would?
Would you voluntarily, when you didn't have to, go to jail?
It depends what facilities they had, I think.
76, the leaders of the 13 colonies decided that they didn't want to be called British anymore, but Americans.
This straight white supergroup known as the Founding Fathers drafted the most famous breakup text in history, the Declaration of Independence.
Had invented camouflage yet. The British troops of the time wore bright red coats and were consequently shot in their thousands while looking amazing. George Washington crossing the Delaware River.
As you can see, he had to stand up for the whole journey because he hadn't reserved a seat. He didn't fall in, but he also didn't help with the rowing.
She's killing me. She's killing me. I love her. Alright, so we're gonna check out Part 2. We continue into Part 2, right?
Eventually, Washington won, becoming America's first president, the single most revered role in the world, until 2016. I read somewhere that America isn't just a country, but an idea. But it is just a country, isn't it? Having a sandwich, that's an idea. Painting your bicycle blue, that's an idea. Going, that's an idea. America is just a place. They believed in something called manifest destiny, the belief that all the land belonged to them, and that God wanted them to go west and claim it back from the Native Americans he put there first by mistake. Manifesting your destiny was dangerous. You had to trundle across a perilous landscape in a rickety wagon on the brink of starvation or shitting yourself to death with dysentery, getting bitten by snakes or butchered by Apaches, almost as if God didn't want them to do this after all. But Americans back then weren't the humble, unassuming people they still aren't today. It's hard to imagine a world where Edison didn't invent the light bulb, and even if you did imagine it, it would be too dark to see what was in it. So we had daylight during the day and we had candles at night.
Yes.
So we didn't need light bulbs. His life's work was meaningless. That must have been a real moment the first time someone realised a plane needed a toilet. That's more impressive than the Wright brothers.
Use of firearms is an integral part of their national identity.
How come Americans have the right to kill anyone they want with a gun?
Well, they don't. Murder is illegal in the United States, but they do have the right to own weapons.
They have the right to bear arms.
Correct.
But bears don't have arms.
They do, actually.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
I thought they were legs.
Well, I'm not a biologist, but I suppose that when they stand up.
He looks like he cannot take her for long. Like, he does not like her at all. Like, lady, come on, just.
If they're properly arms.
With its cowboys and guns and steam train rides, America became known as the land of the free, which must have come as a surprise to all the slaves. But by finally thinking hard about the subject, the people of the northern states made a horrifying discovery: that inside each slave was an actual human person.
Abraham Lincoln was shot in the theatre box, wasn't he? Where is that on the body?
Oh, I think.
And why was he shot? Was it because he wouldn't take his hat off? Because that's quite annoying in the theatre, isn't it, when someone's in front of you with a hat on?
Well, he was in the press.
How did being shot in the head affect Lincoln's ability to lead?
Well, it ended it because he died about 12 hours after he was shot.
So he couldn't carry on?
He couldn't, no, not as a corpse, unfortunately.
Lincoln's light may have been snuffed.
I'm afraid.
Why don't bicycles have toilets? You know, it would save you having to get off. I might write that down and copyright it.
Even without a toilet, the Wright brothers' historic flight changed transportation forever in ways that still aren't fully understood.
The Wright brothers did the first proper flight over 100 years ago. How come we're still not any closer to working out how aeroplanes actually work? That's your theory. Do you want to hear my theory?
Okay.
I think they run on belief. It's just because we believe planes can fly that they do. So the media has to keep up the pretense, or they're just going to start dropping out of the sky. Same with Wi-Fi. There's no way that's real. We just have to go along with this pantomime. The Civil War tore America apart, didn't it? Brother turned on brother. Did anyone get so conflicted they turned on the...
But Abraham Lincoln's story didn't have a happy ending. 5 days after the North won, a terrible fate befell him. He was forced to go to the theatre to watch a play.
He was put out of his misery by a kindly gunman, but cruelly, not until the third act.
Wow, she is something else. She's definitely something else. So that was Philomena Cunk on America. That was part 1 and part 2. I gave you guys the 2 parts because part 1 was just too short. I don't think there's a part 3 anywhere. I hope not. Else I don't want to miss it. But if there is, we'll do it another time. But definitely, you know why I like her? Not only is she humorous, like you kind of learn some things at the same time, and I think that's what makes her content really interesting for me. You know, I did learn a few things that I didn't know. You know, even though it was hilarious, and I'm like, what? That's crazy. But she says Wi-Fi isn't real. It better be, because I need it. But definitely, I think her content is definitely you know, I think some of the people in the video were slightly annoyed with her, so I would say, you know, it's probably not for everybody, but I definitely think that she teaches, she makes me smile, she makes me laugh, and I love having her on the island, and I think we will check out more of her videos. So make sure you like the video if you enjoyed and you want more of her amazing funny videos on the island. Thank you guys for being here.